What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch and Gaming News video. We've got a couple topics for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Target is advertising Nintendo Switch restock for the week of June 11th. It'll soon be Target's turn for a Nintendo Switch restock. Based on a weekly ad that has come online early, units should be made available during the week of June 11th. Given the stock situation with Nintendo Switch, most of those are likely to sell out on that day. So June 11th, that will be the week that ARMS will be coming out, or ARMS will be out within that that time period, because it's June 16th. That is very close to E3. So yeah, I can definitely see people getting hyped up, getting the restocks then and there. And it probably should be a significant restock for this one. We've been getting kind of smaller restocks here and there, but this one should be bigger, and I'm just speculating on this matter because of the whole E3 thing. I think Nintendo really wants to make sure that they have enough units in for ARMS. Nintendo did this before with the Splatoon 2 Global Test Fire, getting a few more units out there than before. They did this with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where they got out a lot more units than they did before, so I can definitely see them restocking quite a bit for ARMS coming in. Now, that doesn't mean that you should be lackadaisical when it comes to your search for a Nintendo Switch if you still haven't got one. Make sure you ask the questions when you go into the store. Make sure that you let them know that, hey, like, when are you going to be getting these? Confirmed times that the stores are going to be open. If you can line up early, how are they going to do it? Because you have companies that handle these things completely different. You have idiot companies, sometimes like Best Buy, which have amazing deals, but the store and staff don't know what they're talking about or don't know how to do things, and they handle things weirdly once you get there when it comes to handing out tickets or just letting people go in. So make sure you understand what stores that you're going to. As far as the store that you want to go to, understand how they're going to handle their stock situation, because it will be a hot selling item like always, and ARMS is coming out. Nintendo was advertising ARMS on the NBA Finals. So you would have to think that a lot of people that maybe they didn't know about what the Nintendo Switch was, and they saw that game, they're like, okay, well, maybe I want to go out and get one of these. Just from talking to other people, that also will help, especially with ARMS, but the commercial is great. So that's one thing that I would say if you guys are looking to get a Nintendo Switch. Target will be having them. From what I understand, Target really just kind of you go in there. You just go in there and you get it. Some of the Targets are inside malls. There's just weird things with Targets. Not all of them are the same. So make sure that you understand as far as how Target is going to distribute it and what's going to go on. Just because I don't want any of you guys that are going to go out there early and somehow you don't get one. And there's also going to be gold PlayStation 4s as well. So if you want a gold PlayStation 4, make sure you check out Target probably around the same time. There's also some other stuff. They have some other advertisements that you can see. Description below for more information. Are you guys going to be hunting for a Nintendo Switch around June 11th at Target? Let me know in the comment section below. That's really close to E3, so make sure you have your smartphone on you so you can get all the updates. Alright, and moving into the next article here. Sony praises the Nintendo Switch, says that they see a lot of households where Sony/Nintendo hardware sits side by side. So the following comes from a Time interview with Sony global game development boss Shawn Layden. Layden calls the Nintendo Switch a great success for Nintendo. It's definitely what the fan base has been waiting for. Sees the system as less of a rival than a complementary traveler. Says the Nintendo Switch sales have no discernible impact on the sell-through for PlayStation 4. Quote, when you look at our numbers, I think it shows that a lot of gamers are two console family, and quite often those two consoles are PlayStation and Nintendo sitting side by side. So this is an interesting take, and I'll give you guys my take. I buy a lot of things. I buy PlayStation, I buy Microsoft, I buy all sorts of stuff, and I always have. I have a PS1, PS2, PS3, I have a PS4, had a PS Vita, had to send it back because my router doesn't work well with remote play in my house and how thick my walls are, but I still bought a PS Vita at one point. And, you know, I've always bought Nintendo consoles, of course. What he's talking about here is that there's no discernible impact on PlayStation 4. And if you look at the numbers, you have to agree with him, right? You look at the sales that they're doing. They're nearing 60 million units shipped out there. So they're nearing 60 million units sold worldwide. And they're still selling strong. They're still selling strong. Not quite as high as the Nintendo Switch every single month. Obviously, the NPD shows that the Nintendo Switch has been doing a little bit better, but that's because it's a new console. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just came out. Whereas the PlayStation 4 has been out for quite some time. So I can see what he's saying here. It does look like, yeah, people really are buying both, or people are just buying whatever they want to buy, whether it's a Sony console or whether it's a Nintendo Switch. But Nintendo offers something that's different than the PlayStation 4, whereas the Microsoft, Sony, PC, those are all more of the same. So that's also why I can see why he's saying that it's not necessarily a direct competitor or anything like that, as more of a complementary traveler. But I do feel that the whole complementary thing is a little bit of a slight, not necessarily anything that's like too big, but I do feel that the Nintendo Switch does fine as a main console for a lot of people. But with the PlayStation 4, you have just so many more games, right? You're going to get all of the third-party development. You're going to get a lot of the indie developers, and you're also going to get Sony's first-party development as well. So with Sony, I can see why they see it as a little bit more of a complementary type of thing, because it just doesn't have the sheer amount of stuff from a functionality and from a game standpoint when it comes to third-party developers. However, I would say that how some people are using their Nintendo Switch, they definitely don't see it as a complementary thing. They see it as the main system that they're playing because of the type of games that they do like to play, and also because the Nintendo Switch is just starting out. It's going to pick up steam and momentum. It's going to get bigger games. It's going to get a few more third-party games here and there, and Japanese developers are starting to kind of gravitate towards the system. So I do feel that, yes, it can be complementary for some, and I think for a lot of PlayStation gamers, for their fan base, yeah, it might be. So if you're a Sony fan first, then yeah, of course, you're going to be playing your PlayStation more than anything. You're going to be playing those third-party games. You're going to be loving every single bit of it. You're going to be analyzing the pixels and counting 1080p's and all that stuff, whatever people like to do. Whereas, you know, if you're more of a Nintendo fan, obviously you might have a PlayStation 4. I have a PlayStation 4. I've been playing this a lot more now that I actually got my copy back. I've been playing this a lot, and yeah, you know, you're gonna play it every now and then, but the main systems that you're gonna play is the Nintendo system. So really, it just kind of all works out. I don't think he's saying anything too crazy, and I think a lot of the stuff that he says makes sense. Although I will say that I don't think he's being 100% truthful with everything. I think Sony still does see the Nintendo Switch as a competitor because you're in the same MPD bracket, right? You're not with mobile phones and tablets and all that. The Nintendo Switch is within that same entertainment. So there's always going to be a little bit as far as competition goes, because you're competing for people's dollars and people's time. That's the thing. Time, you can never get that back. You know what I'm saying? You can never get that back, and you're competing for people's time. If I see the Nintendo Switch, this is just me saying here, if I see the Nintendo Switch as far as games having more compelling experiences that are more unique and fun, that means I'm probably less likely to buy more stuff on the Sony PlayStation console and to spend my time there. So you're always competing for time. Sony and Microsoft, everyone is all competition against each other. Right now, Sony and Nintendo are getting more of my time because Microsoft is not delivering any games that's worthwhile as far as exclusive content. So that's a problem. Even if Microsoft doesn't see themselves as direct competition with Nintendo, I'm spending more of my money on my Nintendo Switch and on my PS4 than their Xbox One. So they're losing out on money because of that. So that's just one thing that I would just kind of add in there. So I think Sony is smart enough to see that from that side, but of course they're not going to go out and outright say it, because once again, that could put a little bit of a damper on their own business, and they're doing so well. So I just don't think it's something that's big enough to even bring up at this point. So that's why he's talking like that. But let me know what you guys think about what Shawn Layden had to say, which I agree with for the most part. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description below. They have links over to our social media, Facebook, Twitter. We've got all that. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs, in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon page, pledge any tier. They've got some awesome prizes that's going to be going on, giving away a copy of ARMS, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Guardian Amiibo. We have to do a redrawing for that for someone in the US. Min did get his $20 eShop gift card, so definitely congratulations to that. But check out all the stuff that we got there. A lot of cool things going on, Discord voice chat for our live streams, and much more. So support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you ninja for the next video. Peace.